The 10 Mysteries of the Vatican's Pontifical Swiss Guard. Number 10. The secret language they only speak among themselves. The Pontifical Swiss Guard originates entirely from Switzerland, a country with 4 official languages. Interestingly, although the Vatican's official languages are Latin and Italian, the Swiss Guards prefer to communicate with each other in Swiss German. Swiss German. This dialect, also called Schweizerdeutsch, is the Germanic variety spoken in the German-speaking regions of Switzerland. Almost all the guards are originally from German-speaking cantons, so they naturally use this dialect in their daily lives. What is intriguing is that the Swiss German they speak is so archaic and local that it is practically unintelligible to those not born in certain alpine regions. Its phonetics and idioms differ markedly from standard German, to the point that even German speakers from other countries have difficulty understanding it. Within the Vatican walls, the guards have turned this way of speaking into an informal code. It is said that during their guard duty and training, they use dialect expressions and words that only they fully understand. In this way, they can converse discreetly in front of tourists and even other Vatican residents without revealing information. Number 9. The Oathtaking Ceremony and the Hidden Oath. Every May 6th, the anniversary of the heroic Sacco di Roma of 1527, the Vatican witnesses a solemn ceremony in the courtyard of San Damaso. It is the day on which new recruits of the Swiss Guard take the oath of loyalty. In front of the Pope's representative, and with the Corps' tricolor flag as a witness, one by one they proclaim in a firm voice, "I swear to serve faithfully, loyally, and honorably the reigning pontiff and his legitimate successors, to protect them even at the cost of my life." With their hands raised and 3 fingers extended, a symbol of the Holy Trinity, they swear to protect the Pope and the Church with their lives. This rite, virtually unchanged for 5 centuries, moves those present and publicly seals the Guard's supreme commitment. Annual swearing-in ceremony in the courtyard of San Damaso, the new Swiss Guards swear loyalty to the Pope. However, few know that behind the public ceremony lies the rumor of a complementary, private oath. According to some experts, after the official pomp, the recruits participated or participate in a private ceremony, away from the cameras and the crowd. In this supposedly hidden oath, taken before high-ranking ecclesiastical officials, the guards pledge to protect the Pope with their lives, and, furthermore, to maintain absolute secrecy regarding certain internal activities of the Holy See. Number 8. Military training outside the Vatican. Behind their colorful striped Renaissance uniforms, the Swiss Guards are highly trained soldiers. It's surprising to learn that much of their military training takes place outside the Vatican walls, in Swiss facilities, whose exact whereabouts are not publicly revealed. Before setting foot on Roman soil, the selected candidates must undergo rigorous initial training in Switzerland, lasting approximately 2 months. During this time in their homeland, they receive intensive instruction in a variety of disciplines: hand-to-hand self-defense, handling of modern firearms, shooting techniques, fire control, first aid, and even the basics of law and police procedure. Only after successfully completing this stage do they travel to Rome to complete their training within the Vatican, where they perfect specific skills such as halberd handling, ceremonial protocol, and, of course, learning Italian. What's truly intriguing is the discreet nature of the training in Switzerland. It is rumored that some phases of this training outside the Vatican are assisted by special units of the Swiss Army. This means that expert commandos could instruct the guards in advanced modern combat tactics, counterintelligence, and tactical protection of dignitaries. Although there is no official confirmation of these exchanges, it makes sense that Switzerland, a country renowned for its neutrality and its excellent military, would provide support in the training of its distinguished sons before sending them to guard the leader of the Catholic Church. In fact, a requirement to join the Swiss Guard is prior military service in Switzerland, which guarantees that each recruit already has basic military training. Number 7. The secret weapons hidden under the ceremonial uniform. At first glance, the Swiss Guard often presents itself with historical weapons: the halberd, a spear with an axe blade, and the sword, evoking bygone eras. Their extravagant attire might lead some to think they are merely symbolic, but nothing could be further from the truth. Beneath their multicolored uniforms, Each guard carries concealed, lethal, modern weapons. It is known that each carries a service-issue semi-automatic pistol, typically the Swiss-made Sig Sauer P220 or P226, discreetly secured in a holster under the dark blue jacket they wear on duty. During night shifts and other dangerous events, they carry this loaded pistol under the Renaissance fabric, ready to be used in less than a second should the situation demand it. In addition to the handgun, they are also said to have additional means of defense concealed in their clothing. Some accounts suggest that they may carry camouflage tactical knives on their belts, ready for close-quarters combat in tight spaces where firing is not possible. It is even rumored that certain pistols are equipped with built-in silencers, enabling them to silently neutralize a threat without causing panic among the faithful present. Although these details are difficult to verify without access to actual equipment, the Guard itself has acknowledged the general fact. Each Guard carries firearms concealed under their uniform, and their training allows them to react to real threats. Sources familiar with the situation also point out that, despite their traditional appearance with halberds, the Guards are always ready with contemporary weapons. Number 6. The internal dossier on papal threats. For over 100 years, various popes have faced dangers, assassination attempts, kidnapping plots, terrorist threats, or fanatic threats. It is believed that the Pontifical Swiss Guard maintains a secret archive where it rigorously documents all threats against the Pope that have been detected from the 19th century onward. This mysterious internal dossier is not accessible to the public, not even to most Vatican staff. It is believed to be a confidential compendium of classified reports, photographs, names of suspects, and emergency protocols activated in each case. In other words, the historical memory of the dangers that have stalked the Vicar of Christ, preserved to draw lessons and improve security. Former guards and people close to the Vatican have hinted at the existence of this record. Those who have seen it, or so they claim, describe it with two disturbing words: disturbing and extremely sensitive. Disturbing, because it would reveal the stark reality of how many times the Pope's life has been at risk. Well-known incidents are mentioned, such as Mehmet Ali Agha's assassination attempt on John Paul II in 1981, but also much less publicized attempts that were reportedly quietly thwarted. Did you know, for example, that in 1970 a man dressed as a priest tried to stab Pope Paul VI in the Philippines? Or that in 2009 a mentally ill woman managed to knock Benedict XVI down on Christmas Eve before being restrained? Such cases are reportedly recorded with details and subsequent evaluations in that secret archive of the Guard. Number 5. The mysterious night of May 4, 1998. One of the darkest pages in the modern history of the Swiss Guard occurred on the night of May 4, 1998. In an unprecedented incident within Vatican City, the newly appointed commander of the Swiss Guard, Alois Estermann, his wife, Gladys Meza, and Corporal Cedric Tournay, a member of the same corps, were found dead. Officially, the Vatican concluded within hours that the young guardsman, Tournay, had murdered his commander and his wife in a fit of madness, and then committed suicide. But this expedient explanation never fully convinced either the papal entourage or the international press. Alois Estermann's funeral in May 1998. The Swiss Guard carried the coffin of its deceased commander. The investigation into the case was, to say the least, atypical. In less than 24 hours, the Vatican authorities declared everything clear without even waiting for the autopsies. Absolute silence was imposed behind closed doors, and since then, the Swiss Guard has not commented publicly on the tragedy. This secrecy, coupled with several inconsistencies, such as farewell notes attributed to Tournay whose authenticity is questionable, rumors of a missing personal diary, and the surprising speed with which the case was closed, fueled a whirlwind of conspiracy theories. Some suggest that Estermann could have been linked to Cold War intelligence services. There was talk of contacts with the Stasi. Others, that he uncovered something shady within the Vatican and was silenced by an ecclesiastical hitman. There were also stories of personal tensions. Tournay resented favoritism, or even involved in a romantic relationship with Estermann that ended badly. None of these theories have been proven, but all demonstrate how fascinating and disconcerting this triple murder is. Number 4. Access to secret passages beneath the Vatican. The high walls and gardens of the Vatican conceal a subterranean labyrinth of tunnels and secret passages. Built over centuries, to ensure escape routes and discreet communication in turbulent times. The Pontifical Swiss Guard, charged with papal security, is assigned to guard some of these hidden passages. Only certain high-ranking officers and specially authorized guards are allowed to patrol these underground areas, the exact layout of which is not shown on tourist maps. Among these passages is the famous Passetto di Borgo, an elevated and fortified corridor that directly connects the Vatican to the Castel Sant'Angelo fortress in Rome. The Passetto di Borgo, about 800 meters long, was built in 1277, specifically as a papal escape route. On at least 2 occasions, it saved the lives of pontiffs in danger. In 1494, Pope Alexander VI crossed it while fleeing the invasion of Charles VIII of France. And dramatically, in 1527, Pope Clement VII escaped through there during the sack of Rome, while outside, imperial troops massacred almost the entire Swiss Guard on the steps of St. Peter's Basilica. That bloody battle, in which 147 of 189 guards died defending the Pope, gave these passages a sacred character. Since then, the Swiss Guard not only the Pope himself, but also his escape routes in case of emergency. Section of the Passetto di Borgo, the secret elevated passageway that connects the Vatican with Castel Sant'Angelo, historically used as a papal escape route. In addition to the Passetto, there are said to be underground tunnels that link strategic points, from the Apostolic Palace to different naves of St. Peter's Basilica, or to nearby buildings outside the walls. Some may have been built during World War II in response to the threat of Nazi occupation, or during the Cold War for fear of attacks. The Swiss Guard, in coordination with the Vatican Gendarmerie, regularly inspects these corridors for intruders or hazards, such as explosives. But there's little official information on the matter. They're secret for a reason. Number 3. The Red Book of Emergency Protocols. Inside the Swiss Guard barracks, according to unofficial sources, there exists a classified document of enormous strategic importance, colloquially known as the Red Book. It is believed to be a manual of classified emergency protocols, intended to guide the core actions in the most serious and unexpected situations. Attempted assassinations of the Pope, kidnappings, leaks of sensitive information, internal sabotage, or even an armed attack during a mass. Its pages are said to describe in detail the procedures to follow step by step in each scenario to ensure the protection of the pontiff and the integrity of the Vatican. Why is it called the Red Book? Some speculate that the physical tome actually has dark red covers, following a military tradition of color-coding vital documents, similar to the Red Book of certain military units that compile battle plans. This manual would be updated annually or whenever a new global threat emerges. For example, after the 9/11 attacks or the rise of jihadist terrorism, the Red Book was likely expanded with chapters on how to respond to car bombs, intruding drones, or chemical attacks. What is most intriguing is the ultra-confidentiality surrounding it. It is said that only the Commander-General of the Swiss Guard, a few trusted senior officials, and a couple of cardinals linked to Vatican state security know its contents. Number 2. The Pope's 12 Invisible Guardians. At all times, the colorful Swiss Guards stand at the entrances and halls of the Vatican, easily identifiable by any visitor. But rumor has it that not all of the Pope's guards wear uniforms. It is said that there is a small group of 12 members of the Swiss Guard who operate covertly, without the Renaissance livery, going completely unnoticed, even by their own colleagues. These invisible guards would be chosen for their exceptional skills, whether in martial arts, marksmanship, intelligence, or languages, and their job would be to blend into the crowd as civilians to closely monitor the Pope, anticipating any threats on the spot. The idea of these undercover agents is not far-fetched. In fact, it is documented that part of the Swiss Guard's mission includes plainclothes security services at mass events, mingling with the crowd but equipped with various weapons and modern communication devices. When the Pope travels internationally or celebrates outdoor masses, he is not only surrounded by uniformed guards and local security. There are also Swiss Guards infiltrated among the crowd, alert to any suspicious movement. For example, they could sit like fellow believers in one of the pews near the aisle where the pontiff will pass, ready to react if someone dangerously charges forward. Why the number 12? This detail could be symbolic, recalling the 12 apostles, or simply a manageable number of troops. This detachment would act as a parallel protection unit, directly coordinated by the guard commander. They would be specially trained in threat profiling, covert surveillance, and rapid reaction techniques. It is said that they are fluent in several languages to understand conversations of potential foreign attackers, and that they dress appropriately: formal suits, casual clothes, pilgrim attire, depending on the occasion. Even among the other Swiss guards, the identity of these 12 would be closely guarded. They could rotate duties without revealing their covert role to their colleagues. Number 1. The oath of perpetual silence after leaving the service. Finally, the most impressive, and perhaps least known, mystery related to the Pontifical Swiss Guard is the lifelong vow of silence that obliges members to keep secret everything they have seen and experienced in the Vatican, even after leaving active service. This perpetual confidentiality clause has been passed down as part of the core culture. No former Swiss Guard member may reveal internal details, whether by giving interviews, publishing memoirs, or testifying before civil authorities about confidential matters learned during their service. In a way, they are Swiss Guards forever, at least as far as secrecy is concerned. From the first day of training, recruits are instilled with the virtue of absolute discretion. Our oath is very strong. It requires, above all, a commitment to silence, confesses one former guard when speaking of his experience. During their active service, the guards are surrounded by secrets. They see the Pope in his daily life, listen to sensitive conversations within the Curia, witness private meetings, intimate ceremonies, and possibly behind-the-scenes crises. Therefore, they promise never to divulge anything that happens within the scope of their service, not even after their discharge. This oath of silence would be formalized before the Pope himself, or a high-ranking prelate upon completion of their duties, sealed by faith and honor. How serious is this vow? Extremely. According to Vatican regulations, breaking confidentiality on sensitive matters can lead to severe canonical sanctions, including latae sententiae, automatic, excommunication in certain cases. An illustrative example: personnel attending conclaves swear perpetual secrecy and know that if they violate it, they are excommunicated. Swiss guards are believed to be similarly warned. Divulging papal secrets or classified information would be considered a grave betrayal. Therefore, to date, no former member of the Guard has published revealing books or made compromising statements. The few times any of them speak to the press, they do so anonymously and on general matters, never regarding the intimate details of the Pope or the Vatican.
Thank you for watching our video. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Give it a like, comment your thoughts, and share this video with your friends and family.